At 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
Tonight off the top, we start with new video. It shows the moments leading up to a deadly shooting involving San Antonio police.
Yeah, it happened last month outside a motel on Loop 410 near Marbach Road and Highway 90. The body cam video shows an officer approach a parked van outside that motel. The officer spoke to the man in the driver's seat. Police identified him as 50-year-old Edward Nandon. SAPD says the officer noticed knives in the vehicle and asked Nandon to step out of the van. He was also asked what was in his jacket pocket. Video shows the officer open a black pouch that Nandon handed to him. Police say the officer believed a plastic baggie inside had narcotics residue. That's when he tried to arrest Nandon, but police say he resisted. We've chosen not to air the shots heard in this video, but SAPD says 2 of them were fired by the suspect. Video from the second officer's body cam shows the moment he heard the struggle and ran around the van to intervene. Police say the second officer also fired 2 shots and also hit Nandon. The San Antonio Police Department says the officers performed life-saving measures, but Nandon died at the scene. Neither officer was hurt. That case has been sent to the Bexar County District Attorney for review, which is SAPD's standard procedure.
New tonight from Uvalde, even though he was fired for cause, Uvalde CISD Police Chief Pete Arredondo won an appeal to remove a blemish from his discharge file. So that's coming from a state think tank that studied that case file. So now we want to make this clear. That decision does not mean that Arredondo can get his job in Uvalde back. But what it does do is clear his record in case he wants to get a different law enforcement job. If you remember, Arredondo came under heavy scrutiny for how he handled the Robb Elementary shooting that left 19 students and 2 teachers dead. He's repeatedly defended what he did and has called his firing a, quote, public lynching.
Just days after a viral street takeover in Austin, the police department there is giving an update on what they call a large-scale investigation. As
the night team's Lee Waldman reports, now San Antonio officials are responding, and their message is, not in our city.
A month after a street takeover incident in San Antonio on I-10 near Callahan, this video shows a wild scene unfolding in Austin Saturday night. Police there say an officer was hurt and several patrol cars were damaged. San Antonio Police Chief William McManus tweeted, quote, last couple of weeks, street racer takeover group showed up here in SA and ended in numerous arrests, citations, and gun and vehicles seizures. This kind of activity is dangerous and disruptive. Check out what happened in Austin, unquote. Today, Austin's police chief spoke about the takeover for the first time.
We received a call into our call-taking center from the San Antonio Police Department about a possible street takeover on Saturday, the following night.
San Antonio's Mayor Ron Nirenberg says he saw the Austin video on Twitter. He got in contact with Chief McManus to make sure the same wouldn't happen in our city.
We don't take this lightly. It is a danger to the public. It's a danger to the police officers themselves. So we want to make sure that they have proper support.
In a statement, SAPD writes, quote, our SAPD street crimes unit takes the lead on takeover meets along with our traffic unit officers. We utilize all resources, including helicopters, to coordinate a response and keep the public safe, unquote.
Making sure that we have, the proper information available so that before these crowds assemble, there are police officers in the vicinity.
Austin PD says 6 arrests have been made in connection with Saturday's street takeover. More are anticipated. APD's chief says police were blocked from responding. In SAPD's statement, they say it's illegal to block police or other emergency responders' paths. Doing so could result in a felony level offense and your vehicle could be seized. Live downtown, Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Lee. Now to a developing story. Lots of questions after a deadly shooting near Austin Highway and Eisenhower. It happened about 5 o'clock today at an apartment complex on North Van Diver on the northeast side. That's where officers say a man in his 30s found dead in the apartment's back parking lot. Right now, details are very limited on this. No arrests have been made. Stay with us on air and online as new information becomes available.
Now, cleanup is underway after a big crash on the city's west side. And when we say crash, we actually mean a pedestrian bridge collapsed. Happened around 8:30 this morning on Castroville Road near San Joaquin Avenue. Police say that crews were working on the road when a city contractor drove away from the area but forgot to drop the truck's bed. So the bed hit the concrete bridge. So then the bridge collapsed right in the middle of the street. Now, luckily, nobody was hurt. The driver did get cited. San Antonio police say that a municipal court is now going to decide how big that fine is going to be.
Some other stories that we're following tonight. Do you remember all those flight cancellations we saw around Christmas? Well, they may not have been entirely the airline's fault. Now the Department of Transportation's internal watchdog says it's launching a probe into a spike in flight cancellations and delays. Now, according to the Office of the Inspector General, the audit will focus on the DOT's role in those cancellations rather than the airlines. In a memo, the IG said more than 30,000 of the delayed and canceled flights were blamed on the issues in the national airspace system, such as heavy traffic and air traffic control. The IG wants to identify the causes and check the accuracy of the government's data.
Tonight, let's talk about good news. There is hope for HIV patients. For decades, people have fought for a cure, and now researchers are announcing that an HIV-positive man in Germany has been cured.
Yeah, the 19's Patty Santos spoke with a woman who hopes science will advance quickly and the cure can be made available to everyone. Patty joins us live from the newsroom. Patty, we're talking about what could be a real breakthrough here.
Steve, this is the fifth confirmed case of a person being cured of HIV, and it took scientists nearly 4 years to officially declare the 53-year-old fully cured of HIV, and that is all thanks to a stem cell transplant.
The high-risk procedure is usually performed on cancer patients. It replaces a person's immune system. Now, according to AIDS VU, in 2020, there were more than 7,500 people living with HIV in Bexar County. Tangela Smith-Lattimore has been living with HIV for 24 years. She's receiving support from the Beats Aid Foundation here in San Antonio, and she's hopeful that someday a cure can be available for everyone. She shares a little bit about what it's like living HIV positive.
Being an HIV patient, it took a toll on me for a little bit. And what I mean about that, it brought me to some dark places. How I feel physically, I'm undetectable. I'm not feeling bad all the time or none of that. I feel good every day that God allowed me to wake up.
Beat AIDS promotes community education and prevention services on HIV and AIDS. In their 33 years of service, they have provided more than 320,000 services to people in San Antonio and Corpus Christi.
And scientists say the 5 HIV people cured were part of a complicated stem cell transplant that's too risky to offer to everyone with HIV. But every time someone is HIV-free, it really helps researchers move closer to a cure. Steve, Stefania.
Thank you, Patty. Now for a look at some of today's big headlines in your Nightbeat News Flash. A scary scene last night after a man on a bicycle shot in the leg. Happened around midnight along Somerset Road and Cree Street. Police said the man was on his bike when someone drove up next to him and just started shooting. The man was taken to the hospital. Right now, no arrests have been made. Another arrest made in a plot that involved impersonating a police officer and robbing people at gunpoint. It happened in Lytle back in July. This is 19-year-old Bruno Alfonso Romo. He was arrested yesterday in connection with this plot. He and 19-year-old David Morales accused in a fake traffic stop where they forced a man and woman onto the side of the road and zip-tied their hands. They took the man's gun and jewelry before a real Lytle police officer discovered what was happening. During the investigation, officers linked Romo to the crime based on the car they left the scene in. He and Morales are facing multiple charges. And we're learning more about a man who was killed while crossing the highway yesterday. He's been identified as Lim Nguyen. According to the Castle Hills Police, Nguyen was crossing Loop 410 near the Blanco and Military exit about 4 yesterday morning. He was hit by a driver. That person tried to help. Nguyen did not survive. And that's a look at your Nightbeat News Flash.
What a day today. Very spring-like. We topped out at 85 degrees here in San Antonio, even breaking into the lower 90s along the Rio Grande and southwest of town. Notice the average, of course, being 69, so well above average. Tomorrow morning, we'll start our day in the low to mid 60s. At 62 Hondo and Rio Medina, about 63 around San Antonio. You get further to the east, Floresville, Nixon, 68. In the morning. No jackets necessary tomorrow. It's going to be even warmer than today. I'll break that down for you in just a moment, how warm and where. Also, a gusty, dry wind posing a bit of a fire danger. I'll get into those details and where we're most at threat for spreading fires. And then some damp days ahead do follow, and we'll take a look at where all the rain and moisture is going to be in just a bit.
Yeah, we need some of that. All right, Adam, thank you.
All right, in case you forgot, today is Fat Tuesday. You're looking at a live picture from New Orleans. And the celebrations have been happening all day long, also known as Mardi Gras, which is actually French for Fat Tuesday. It is the last day to eat and drink as you'd like before Ash Wednesday tomorrow, which starts the Lenten season, a time for reflection for Christians. But that's not tonight.
No.
As you can tell,
you just get it all out tonight.
This is
right?
Mardi Gras, happening for the first time since COVID.
I noticed you said eating and drinking. I don't think the eating is so much of a problem. As much as
you don't think?
Yeah, no. All right. Now, still ahead on the Nightbeat, this is really a heartbreaking story from a father who lost his daughter to fentanyl. What he's now telling other parents. It's part of our new series, Fighting Fentanyl. So recently, you've heard more about the opioid crisis. The Centers for Disease Control says that since 1999, more than 930,000 Americans have died from an overdose, and 75% of those deaths involved opioids. Chances are you know somebody who's been affected. And fentanyl, which is a synthetic opioid, has made that situation far worse. The CDC says that in Texas, from 2019 to 2021, overdose deaths rose by 399%. And that figure is very personal for one father who lost his daughter to what he thinks was an accidental fentanyl overdose. And tonight, he's sharing his family story with you so that you can protect your kids.
She played trombone in high school, but she was a sight reader, and so she could read a sheet and then just start playing it.
Mark Falsing's face lights up when he talks about his daughter, Jessie. She was a good kid, helpful. Jessie was 18, studying math at UTSA. Her goal was to become a doctor. She was also a gifted martial artist who trained other kids and loved animals.
And, and she was just so adventurous.
Mark struggles saying was when referring to Jessie. And that's because on November 23rd of last year, she was found in her college dorm room dead. Investigators found pills in Jessie's room, and according to the Bexar County Medical Examiner, she died of fentanyl toxicity.
The first thought that went through my head was fentanyl, was because it's like, that's the only thing that could have taken my daughter down.
And that's difficult for Mark to reconcile. Mark wonders if Jessie took pills because she had been stressed and wanted to take her mind off schoolwork. She didn't struggle with addiction, and he knows that Jessie wouldn't knowingly take fentanyl. The irony is, Jessie worked to keep other people safe from fentanyl. She volunteered at clinics and warned people about the dangers of fentanyl.
Even 2 weeks prior to her death, she was handing out Narcan to people on the street and talking to them about it.
Now, Mark is trying to focus on all the good that Jessie did for her community. He wants to be at peace. That's why he has a message for parents. Talk to your kids and warn them about fentanyl.
This stuff will kill you with no warning. When your parents like us, when you send your kids off to college, and they're kind of in that bridge to adulting, that adulting light when they're living on campus and they're under kind of a structure and stuff, it's like they're still in danger.
Now, we've spoken with UTSA about what happened to Jessie, and the school released a statement which reads to us in part, quote, "Our university community was deeply saddened by the tragic loss of Jessie. Officers from the UTSA Police Department's Criminal Investigation Division are working closely with the Drug Enforcement Administration to investigate Jessie's death, determine how the fentanyl was obtained, and hold those responsible for supplying the drug accountable." Now, our coverage of the opioid crisis continues online. What we want you to do is just scan that QR code that you see on your screen, because from there, it'll take you directly to our website, where we have other stories that show the dangers of fentanyl.
So many lives lost.
So many.
It's hard to believe that lives like Jesse's were not lost in vain. I mean, there has to be some solution out there.
And that's why you have parents like him out telling their stories.
Talking, so important. All right, 69 degrees out there, and it was a warm one today.
And
but wait.
Tomorrow.
Even warmer tomorrow. No jacket necessary. Shorts and short sleeves. A-OK from the bus stop all the way through the afternoon. Tomorrow we'll make it up to about 88 for the high temperature. That's going to be the warmest day of the foreseeable future. By Thursday, closer to 80, and by Friday, with some additional clouds overhead, I think we'll be limited to about 70 degrees. So there will be a drop in temperatures, but we're not looking at a big, strong cold front that's going to mean sweater weather anytime soon. I want to talk about some changes coming our way. First of all, this is important. Let's look at the humidity outside. You can feel the mugginess, and it's actually developing the low clouds overhead as we speak, with the flow coming off the Gulf of Mexico. But the West Texas dry line, it's out there. Dry air, of course, in West Texas on the west side of that dry line, and that dry line is going to move through here tomorrow morning after the morning commute. So the mugginess we have right now with the dew points in the 60s, it's sticky outside. You feel it, and you will first thing in the morning. However, that is also going to lead to that dry line moving in and a big change by late morning. So notice that dry line hitting us by 9 a.m. Some fog up until that point, and then the dry line moves through, gets rid of the fog, sweeps away the humidity, and our dew points plunge down into the 20s for the midday all the way through the afternoon and evening. That's that dry West Texas wind and that warm wind that's moving into place. So tomorrow's kind of unique in terms of the highest gusts. Basically from about 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., you'll notice some high gusts up to 35 miles per hour. It's a pretty finite amount of time where we'll see those high gusts along and just a little behind that dry line. But notice by 7 p.m. tomorrow, the wind is practically calm. So just a narrow window of those gusty winds. But it could be just enough that if there is a fire, it will spread rapidly, especially locations west of 281. That's where we have the very high and extreme fire danger, at least for spreading a pre-existing fire. So where's the rain? Well, we do have a disturbance off to our west, this dip in the upper level flow, part of a much bigger system. And there's already some rain in West Texas and now moving into North Texas. That's where the moisture is associated with this system. It's all going to stay to the north of us. Yeah, we'll have a little bit of fog in the morning, but that's the only kind of moisture we're going to get from it. And we are in an active weather pattern across the nation. You look at the rain and snow accumulation, snow in blue and white here out west and in the north. And there's a lot of moisture out there. It's an active pattern. It's stirring things up. It's dropping some heavy snow across the Rockies and the northern tier of the U.S. and some rain indicated by the green off to our east. But for us, no real showers in the forecast, just drizzle. Every day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, drizzle giving us those damp conditions, but not really adding up to anything. 63 in the morning, 88 by the afternoon. Other than that morning fog, a lot of sunshine, even hitting 90 south of town and even along the Rio Grande tomorrow afternoon. And as I mentioned, that nuisance morning drizzle could add up to about 0.15 of an inch over a span of 3 days. So not really meaningful, but can get in the way of outdoor activities.
I just can't believe we're going to be pushing 90 or over it in some parts of our viewing area tomorrow.
Insane.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Let's talk about, it's the third round of girls' high school basketball playoffs.
Yeah, we have teams getting one step closer to their dream of playing in the state tournament. Tonight in 6A action, we had Johnson and Steele, two of the best teams in the area, and Astros shortstop Jeremy Pena pumped some serious iron during the offseason. Coming up. After 10 years in Conference USA, the Roadrunners will begin playing the American Athletic Conference this season. UTSA will play 12 regular season games, including 8 American Athletic games in their debut season in that conference, 4 at the Dome and 4 on the road. Each of the 14 teams in the American will play 8 conference games in 2023. UTSA will officially join the conference on July 1st. So they'll start off the season with 4 non-conference games. Their season openers September 2nd in Houston. Then they'll host Texas State and Army the following 2 weekends and will end their non-conference slate September 23rd at Tennessee. They open American Athletic play October the 7th at Temple, and they will end their 8-game conference slate at Tulane on November 24th or the 25th. That's a flex game. And the AAC Championship is scheduled for December the 2nd. Third round of the UIL girls basketball playoffs continue this evening at Northside Sports Gym. Johnson facing Steele in Class 6A. Third quarter, Knights trying to rally. Addison James gets the runner to fall, making it a 6-point game. But Johnson answers back. Julia Plata finds Addison Then cutting to the basket for the land. It's 37-29 Johnson. Then later in the quarter, Jachelle Johnson comes up with the steal and takes it the distance for the basket. She had a team-high 22 points. And after a turnover at midcourt, Plata gets an open look for three, and she nails it. Johnson holds off the Knights in the fourth, advancing to the regional tournament for the first time in program history, 65-57.
We had experience, so I think we knew that physicality was going to come. We just had to push through it, and if we had a mistake, we just had to brush it off and get to the next possession.
Ever since my freshman year, we've been increasing in our playoff runs, and so this is actually really a great accomplishment.
Jaguars will face Brennan in the regional semis this Friday night. In Class 5A third round, Wagner took on Buda Hayes at Littleton Gym. Thunderbirds start fast. Savani Sancho knocks down a triple to cap a 10-2 run in the opening minutes, but the Hawks counter with a run of their own. Nila Castillo corrals the kickout pass and drains a three to give Buda Hayes an 11-10 lead, but Wagner responds. Sancho gets the rebound and drives for the land, and the Thunderbirds advance to the regional tournament with a 45-43 victory. In boys hoops, the playoffs are just beginning with the bi-district round. Class 5A matchup between Jefferson and Harlandale at the Alamo Convocation Center. Mustangs battling back from an early deficit. Nico Vela comes up with the steal and finish at the other end with the layup, and we're tied at 6. But Harlandale answers back. First, Roger Dominguez knocks down the pull-up J for a 2-point lead. Then Salvador Guillen hits a corner three, and the Indians knock off the Mustangs, a close one, 60-58. Also in Class 5A tonight, Brackenridge making the trip to South San to take on the Bobcats. Early first quarter, tied at 4. Isaiah Cardona drives baseline and gets the bank shot to fall for a 2-point lead. And Brack keeps pouring it on. Javier Solis drives, the shot's no good, but Emmett Sanford is there for the rebound and putback counted and one, capping an 8-0 Eagles run, and Brack is moving on with a 49-34 victory. Pretty obvious Houston Astros shortstop Jeremy Pena did some serious weightlifting during the offseason. Since reporting for spring training in West Palm Beach, Florida this week, reporters are talking about his arms and how big they are. I mean, the dude's jacked. Last season, he hit 22 homers, won a Gold Glove, won the ALCS MVP and World Series MVP, all as a 25-year-old rookie. He said after getting tired near the end of last season, he made sure to train better this offseason so he can finish his second year even stronger.
I would say I was a little more focused, and I knew things I had to work on. I wasn't just working to work. It was actually working on the right things. And, so this year we worked on a couple things to, more routine-based, kind of knowing what I have to do in season to stay on top of my game.
Today was the first full squad spring training workout for the Astros. We had it first at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo after the break. Had some good bull riding tonight at the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. Here's Creek Walker Young on board Frontier Coffee Ohio grounds, and that's an 8-second ride and good for 86 points and third place tonight. Okay, here's your second place finisher featuring Cowboy Jeff Askey riding the Bull Glory Days, and that's a fantastic 8-second ride that gets him 89 points. Time now for the ride of the night. Trevor Reist going round and round with Bonanza, and Trevor holds on all 8 seconds to win tonight's round with a 92, the first 92 ride in this year's rodeo. Look at that.
Wow.
That's some great riding tonight.
Indeed.
Yeah. No Sticky? Sticky didn't make it this
time? Nah, Sticky wasn't riding tonight.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe tomorrow.
We'll be right back.
May have noticed the moon the past couple of days, well, several days, and the bright lights above it. In order from bottom to top, you've got the moon, then you've got Venus, and then Jupiter. So that's what you've been seeing out there, and those lights around the moon. All right, those are the planets, actually, just on top of it. Anyway, looking ahead, we're going to have some clouds and drizzly dampness moving in Friday through the weekend. Unfortunately, that's the only moisture we can get, but it'll stay warm.
Okay. Thank you, Adam. And thank you so much for joining us. Good Morning San Antonio starts at 4:30.
Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.